So, wrote another one, another poem. It's untitled. But I live in a large metropolitan city, and on a daily basis, I see homeless. Even when I lived in smaller cities, there was always a population of homeless people. And sometimes we have a tendency when we walk past homeless people not to see them as people, but rather to see them as objects, because they're, most of the time, they're objects that we consider as trash. We also consider them to be trash. But I wanted to look at it from a different standpoint, and I also wanted to look at it from the standpoint of spirituality also. So here goes. It's cold down there. It's cold on bended knee. It's cold in the gutter. It's cold on bended knee for prayer. It's humble down there. It's humble on bended knee, self-bow down, where soul search, where spirit emerges. It's where, beneath layers, covers of this and that, more murderous than the slaughter of millions, where it sat, self on seat, and reigned in darkness. Humble sat. In gutters, trap houses, cells, where humble bended knee. Self bowed down, where soul search found refuge in the tranquility of insanity. Darkness, humble blows, resounds, fine brass like man, Jesus reenactment on our corners to remind us it's cold down there. On bended knee, yet beneath the layers that cover it would be more than slaughter of millions to dismiss the humble soul that seat itself in darkness, yet whose spirit soars with wealth. There's this one particular guy. I told you about another homeless guy that I befriended while I was in High Point. If you watched my Be Grateful video, if you read the subtitles behind it, then you saw that I met another guy who was down on his luck that I did help. But I see people all the time, and I see how people look at them or look past them because they don't want to look them in the eyes. Especially, I guess, people who have and could give but don't give. They see that person as less than because they don't have, not realizing that that's a mighty soul that continues on despite not having material things, which in our land and our time qualifies them as being human, you know. So it's an awesome thing for that person to still exist and still love self and, you know, still be about self. Because a lot of times I like to engage in conversation and help in any way I can. But a lot of times when I talk to them, they're in a world of their own. And it seems like a world of insanity. This one guy, he yells, and this kind of reminds me of the soloist. It seems as if nothing he's saying makes sense. But when you take that second and you pause and you look at him and you begin to understand what could have possibly happened to bring him to this point or to bring her to this point. And then why some choose not to return until our material world. And I think it's because sometimes in the midst of insanity you do find a sense of tranquility. Having been there myself, I found sanity in the midst of insanity. I found some sort of stillness in the midst of chaos. So we're talking about creation a little bit with that too. They're creating themselves, creating the world within them that's beautiful, wonderful. Am I glorifying the homeless life? No, but I am glorifying the people that still live despite their life. So that's Untitled, but it's about humility. You'll see more allegories, more stories. All right, take care, y'all. Peace. If you see, wait a minute, before I say peace, if you see a homeless person out there, sometimes even if you don't have money to give them, just the acknowledgement of their presence and letting them know that they are people, and as a person you're reaching out to them, if nothing more than for a general casual conversation. Go meet a homeless person in the park every day and talk to them. Be good for them, be good for you too. Alright, peace.